Hi Canon Collective, welcome to Clique update number 4. I'm sitting here in the studio with photographer Darren Jew. Darren, how are you?
Hi everybody, I'm great, thanks.
Exciting news this week. Canon Master, Darren Jew.
Yes, the continuation of the Masters program announced yesterday.
Yep.
With a bunch of new people added to the Masters list.
Which is great to see, some great photographers in there.
For sure.
There's some familiar faces and there's some new faces in there, which is great.
Yeah.
So good to see that.
And the new ambassadors and the new creators as well.
Yeah.
So it's all part of this Canon Champions advocacy program that's been relaunched.
So Canon is really good at building communities, isn't it? I think, the Canon Collective is a fantastic community. The Canon Masters and the Canon Champions is really about building communities and reaching out and connecting people.
For sure.
And I think for us to have the opportunity even to sit you down here and talk to you and get some of your knowledge, you've had a broad range of shooting, commercial. You're known for your wildlife stuff, but you've shot pretty much a lot of everything.
For sure.
Over the last, 35 years?
Yeah, I've been in the business for really nearly 40 years now.
Yep.
Shooting Canon for 35 this year, and started out in commercial work, darkroom work, commercial photography, fashion, advertising as an assistant, and then moved into the nature photography business with the Queensland National Park Service. I was there about 8 years, and then I've freelanced since then in mostly in nature photography, but also sort of ecotourism, so environmental reportage, editorial work and so forth. But pretty much covering everything that moves over the years. More recently, it's been mostly underwater photography the last sort of 10 years, I guess.
Yeah. So you know a thing or two about photos, which is great because the Clique Awards is about photography. It's about photos.
Yeah, love photos.
It's not about really about the camera. It's not about it's really about those images and being able to kind of judge them and get the report card, which is really important. Yeah. So I had a few. As a part of this Clique update, we're actually going to release the website where people will be able to actually go and have a bit of a look around the website, which will be the portal.
Yes.
So they'll be able to see terms and conditions.
Terms and conditions, some frequently asked questions, team behind the awards, and you'll see on there the link to where you'll be able to enter. Yep.
So at the moment you won't quite be able to get to there.
You won't be able to enter at the moment.
Yep. Well, let's get that first frequently asked question. So when is entries going to open?
Entries open at 8 a.m. on Monday, the 15th of November.
So not too far to wait.
Not too far away.
And then it's going to be open for a period of 3 weeks.
Yep. Closing
around the 6th,
midnight on the 6th of
December. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I suppose one of the questions is, the people who are watching this video are actually in the collective, so people need to be in the collective to be able to enter. So friends who are in the collective, they can actually invite their friends to join the collective, and then they can become a part of the Clique Awards as well.
Yeah, that'd be the best bet. If you know somebody who might be interested, invite them on in, and they'll become a member. Then they'll be able to get all of the information. and they'll be able to enter as well, because you will have to be matched up. If you're in the finals, you'll be matched up with your membership. So.
Okay, so that leads me to a frequently asked question: is people saying, "But what say I don't shoot with Canon? So I shoot with another brand?"
Well, let's say you've just moved over to Canon after, in the last few years after using something else, but you want to enter an older picture. That's no problem.
Yep.
There's no filter on which brand your camera was shot on. Everything's going to be judged for its photographic value.
Yep. So if I'm shooting a different brand of camera, I can still enter into the Clique Awards.
Sure.
And I can join the Canon Collective. I don't have to shoot Canon. Yep. We hope that one day you might come over and shoot Canon. That's fantastic. That'd be great.
That'd be
ideal. But ideally, we want to celebrate photography and photographers.
Yeah.
So what people, what the report card they get out of the rewards, that's one thing. So they get this report card. What are they likely to see on the report card?
Well, so every entry that comes in gets looked at by 3 really experienced photo reviewers.
Yep.
Who'll give a score in each of the judging criteria, which is the first one is impact, then there's technique, composition, subject, storytelling, and innovation.
Yep.
So you get a score out of 10 in each of those criteria. 3 reviewers will provide those scores. They'll get averaged out,
Yep.
and you'll get a report card with those scores and some ideas of where your scores fit and
Yes.
how the areas that you might be doing really well in,
Yep.
and the areas that
Where you might
need some assistance.
Yeah. So that sounds like there's a lot of work being done by the reviewers to do that.
For sure.
So leads me to what's the cost to enter?
Yeah, so it's $25 per image to enter, and that gets you the benefits of being part of the competition, so a chance to win in either any of the 6 categories or in the 2 classes, the novice and the experienced. The report card, which is really valuable, it's it's pretty hard to get 3 really experienced people to look at your pictures.
Yep, and give you honest, structured
feedback, which that feedback will point. I reckon that most people are going to start to get back some trends in their work and see that there's an area or 2 that they need to do more work on than others.
Yes.
And if that's the case, then you can concentrate your efforts, your educational efforts, in those areas rather than going for generalist photography instruction. You can say, well, I need to find out more about composition. Maybe I need to be doing some art classes rather than some photography classes.
Yes,
that kind of thing.
Because I think we all can suffer from sometimes thinking that in some areas we're actually better than we are. And in some areas we think we're not so strong, but we actually might be stronger than we think.
Sure,
so this is a really good way. So that $25 is really an investment in your photography.
Yeah, and maybe an investment that will save you a lot of money in education that you don't need.
Yes, fantastic. Yeah. So one of the other questions is how many images can we enter? You
can enter up to 6. They can all go into one category, or you can split them across all the categories if you want. So.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. And one of the questions I know that people are probably going to ask is, what's the age? Is there an age limit? Is there a cut-off? Like, how old do you have to be to enter?
So this year we've got a limit, an age limit of 18 and over. That's not to say that in further, future iterations of the competition, we don't have either a junior class or even a separate junior competition.
Yep.
But for now, we've just felt that it was more manageable to keep it.
Well, you need to start somewhere.
Yep.
So this is really the first year.
Yep.
So really, you try and get things rolling.
Yeah, and so we've chosen. We've got the 6 categories this year. You might see some other categories coming through in the future, but we've kept it to what we're.
And I've seen a little bit of feedback through the group about people asking, is there going to be a category? So, watch this space, in future editions.
But don't be too harsh on yourself. It's worth, if you're really after the review, if that's the most important thing to you.
Yep.
There's no reason you can't enter in any of the categories, because your pictures will all be judged on their individual merits.
Yes.
So your report card will be a true reflection, no matter what you enter.
Yep.
So that's not a bad approach.
Yep.
So if you're taking pictures of show jumping, and there's a person on the horse, you could enter that in the people category.
Yes. Yep.
And you're going to get a true reflection of that image, because subject matter is really only important in the competitive component, not in the review component.
Yep, that's fantastic. So one of the things you better do is go to the website and get a good look around.
Yep.
Which there's going to be more frequently asked questions that you can jump in and have a look at.
Yep.
That may prompt more that we haven't discussed in this conversation. So people can just jump in the comments there and leave it, and someone will come back and hopefully fulfill them on that and give them the details they need.
Yes.
Now, I think it's sounding really good, and I think, I said, the way I think people should think about it is really an investment in your photography. And I think that was, I suppose, Canon's philosophy again when we started talking about the masters in the community, that we want to try and bring as many photographers along on the journey with us and share what we've all learnt. We could all share, that's what we do in the collective, we share a lot of our knowledge.
For sure.
And you know, I think it's a worthwhile endeavour.
Yeah. One of the other really interesting benefits of being part of the awards as well is our top 100 gallery at the end.
Yep.
And the top 100 book, which will be available as well.
Yes.
Which I think that's going to be pretty cool. It's something to strive for. Even if you don't win a category, it'd be nice
Yes.
to be in that top 100 book to show, you know, this is the collective
Yep.
top 100 pictures from 2021.
And I know Canon did a couple of years ago. They did it from some of their favourite images that people had contributed through over the year. They'd made a book,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. So there's some really
Yeah.
interesting stuff in there.
And shortlisted entries
Yep.
and finalists will also get a digital badge they can put on their images when they're sharing them around to
Perfect.
say how they've gone in the Clique Awards. So
Fantastic.
I think that's pretty
So Darren, we just probably need to wrap this one up. But again, congratulations on the Canon Master, and
Thank you.
congratulations to all the ambassadors out there as well.
Yeah, great
And
bunch
all,
of people.
there's a whole bunch of people out there. So jump on the Canon website, and there's a list of them all there, and learn a little bit about those new Canon.
Canon champions.
Canon champions, fantastic.
All right.
Darren, thank you, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.